Hey, this is Joe with Bourbons and Birds. I'm back, and if you can tell from my shirt, I'm still wearing the same shirt because after I'd recorded that last one, I ended up going out to lunch with my brother and my two sisters. And ended up going to a town just a little south of Des Moines here in Indianola, and of course, what Joe have to do? I had to do a little bourbon hunting while I was down there. And I found one. I have not tasted this. I have opened it. I've got a pour of it ready and everything, but I'd never heard of this. This is Butchertown in Louisville. It's Copper and Kings. Now, what little bit I found out about it is Copper and Kings is the U.S.'s, or maybe it's Kentucky. I can't remember. Only brandy distillery. They use pounded out. Sorry, they use hand pounded out copper pot stills, which I love pot stills. They give so much flavor and everything. Some people hate on them. They get a little more impurities in it and everything. I'm like, that's flavor. That's like picking something up off the ground and beating the 5-second rule. That just adds a little bit extra flavor. Don't hate on me, okay? Anyway, I saw this and it's totally in my wheelhouse. It's a finished whiskey. This is bourbon that it says it's their favorite bourbons. So they must have a variety of them that they use for this. They do not distill bourbon here. This is a brandy distillery, okay? So they do their own blending of their brandy with bourbons. And they run this at 110 proof, which is just the same one from the previous video. The Angel Envy was 110 proof. So I was real excited to see this. I brought it home and I thought, I got to try this so we can get a quick vid out and see what I think about it, so I can tell you guys and see, you can go out and try it on your own. Anyway, it's finished in American apple brandy barrels is what they end up using. So, yeah, and what else was there? I guess, they use sonic aging. Last video, remember I talked about the blackened American whiskeys they use that same technology. First ones I'd ever heard of that did it, where they blast the music into the barrels to get vibrations off the barrels, and they say that sends sound waves and it pulls the bourbon away from the edges, and then it just continually just keeps mixing it because the woodiness and a lot of the flavors come off the sides of those barrels. And it's non-chill filtered. I always like it if it's not chill filtered. So, man, this checks off a lot of boxes. It was I think it was under $50, and that's a nice one, right? To get 110 proof for around $50. Can't beat that. So, thought I'd give this a try. Haven't talked to anybody in Iowa that's ever even tried it or anything. So Joe might be the guinea pig on that, and I'm okay with that. So, and you go on their website, you can find the actual playlist that they use, that they blast into this with speakers and everything. So some of it was in my music wheelhouse, some of it did not look like it was, but hey, as long as the barrel loves it, Joe loves it. So let's go ahead and try this Copper and Kings bourbon that was aged in apple brandy casks, or barrels. Yes, it's actually aged in the barrels. Now I got it up here. Of course, I've got my high proof Glencairn. I think I got those off Amazon. I should have Nancy put the link to those in this video or the last one and everything, because I just love these. A lot of times you'll see me, you're supposed to hold them down, on there to where you can see it. But as most guys, I'm tactical. I'm just constantly fidgeting, spinning my glasses around and everything. And they say, keep your hands off your bourbon, not to raise the temperature or anything. Honestly, pish posh on that. I like to hold it the way I do and let the devil be in the details, right? Okay, anyway, here we go. Let's see what we got here. Wow, that is a very, very Very subtle apple. I would have liked to have smelled more. Again, I always talk about the neck pour. That you don't judge your bourbon bottle by the neck pour. Take it out, drink. Like that's just I've just taken that one small pour out of that. Let that get down towards the label and sit there like that. Come back to a bourbon like this. I'm not saying this is bad. This might be great. But if you get a bourbon that you're just a little questionable on, set it on the shelf. But come back to it around a month later. Let that bourbon get around. A lot of times I'm kind of odd that way. I'll go downstairs and I'll pick up my bottles. And this one doesn't have much, but I'll just kind of give them just kind of look, pretend like you're looking at them, like you really know what you're doing. Just move them around a little bit and then put them back on the shelf. Let that oxygen and that air get mixed in a little bit with that. I don't know what the science of that is, but that, to me, that takes that harshness off of that bourbon. It's probably all up here, but it seems to work for me. Try it. Give it a shot. Plus, hey, you get to go down and look at your bottles and, oh yeah, I forgot I even had this one. And by giving it a shake, you're getting a good amount of oxygen built into it. But anyway, I don't get much apple off that. I might honestly have one more of these like later on tonight and everything after supper. Yeah, I get some. I'm hoping I get more, but I get some. Now, I wish I knew something about the bourbon. If they told me even a distillery or an age statement, it doesn't smell real hot, so I'm thinking it's not a very young bourbon. Yeah, it's not super hot at all. So, but tongue's gonna tell me. All right, here we go. It's a little hot there, but oh, if I'm distracted, behind me, we had baby squirrels in our tree. We've got a hole in one of our trees, and we didn't realize it, and we ended up having a mama squirrel kept showing up, and she kept grabbing, and she'd have two peanuts after she would eat, hanging in her mouth, and taking them back up there, and we realized where she was going in. So now I haven't seen the mama squirrel around, but two of her babies are here constantly running around. We've had people, say, what do you do to keep squirrels out? Well, Joe's solution to squirrels coming in your feeder is put more feed out, okay? Because squirrels are fun to watch. I know, my brother calls them tree rats, and they kind of are. They damage your yard. I don't really give two shakes of crap about my yard behind me. I've got trees and forest around me, so all the moisture gets sucked out of my grass, and the best thing I can grow is clover. And I can really grow clover. So that's how it is. Sorry. Squirrel! That's what saw me and took me right off subject. Anyway, it's hot, and I don't know what to say about it. Oh no, I got more apple that time. I took a little bit bigger sip than I typically do, let it stay on my tongue, and I got that like applesauce, kind of spicy taste to it. The apple reminds me of, you get the apple flavored bourbons, because it's coming on pretty strong now. And I went away from all of those flavored bourbons and everything a long time ago. Rich and I laughed in one episode about that how we look back at what our collections used to have, and we had maple flavored bourbons and pure vanilla bourbons. Jim Beam makes all those. You can get some of them. Whiskeys from Jack Daniels, and there was a Cody Road, I think it was. That might be a local one here in Iowa that had all sorts of different ones. And now, I still have them on my shelf down on the bottom. I don't know why. I need to find and I don't know anybody that would drink them. So, but man, is that sacrilege to a bourbon lover to pour bourbon out? I've almost done it on a couple of bottles of regular bourbon. I just didn't like. And one of them was Breckenridge bourbon out of Colorado. We went back to that. I bet there wasn't that much left in the bottle. And Rich and I tried that again, and it was amazing how it had finally opened up. I had had that bottle for 4 or 5 years. We had been in it a bunch of times, didn't like it any time. Finally, I ended up liking it. But I'm not buying a bottle I got to keep around for 6 years, just till I like it, because I have plenty of them. I like them right past the cork. So this isn't bad. This is going to be one of them again. I'm going to revisit and see what it is. I should probably start ranking them on first initial impression and everything. This, okay, I got to think of that. I'm going to go 1 to 10. On the drink, it tastes a little lower than a 110, which a lot of times that's good. Yeah, it shows that they're using a little higher quality of bourbon, and I'm kind of thinking they are. If I was to take a guess, I would say this bourbon is 5 or 6 years old. It's not like a 2. I think the next time I get into this, I think I'm going to like it a lot. If this would have been a I think it's barrel foundation. We all know what I'm talking about. Dovetail, Amita, they just came out with a quality entry-level bourbon. That's just barrel bourbon, I think is what it's called. And they're finishing gurus. They just know how to blend and how to finish whiskeys. The Dovetail is unprecedented. They've got a seagrass. If you see that, it's getting like neon and it's written seagrass. Go ahead and try to grab onto that. If this was that, I might have a little bit different psyche on it and think that this is better than what it actually is now. But I like this. 1 to 10. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. Next time I drink it, I bet it's gonna be higher. So let's go ahead and end it there. Like I said, it's Copper Kings. New to me and to, I believe, the Iowa area and everything. I'd kind of like to see that distillery. It's a sherry distillery. I'd kind of like to go through that sometime. If I ever make it out on the Bourbon Mile, maybe I'll go on the sherry quarter mile. I don't know. And give it a shot. Anyway, this is Joe with Bourbons and Birds. Don't forget, like and subscribe. It's going to really help us out. We're just getting this thing going again. And let's see where we can take it, okay? And we can do it with your help. So, bourbon's great, but don't let it rule you.